Alrighty. So there are a number of things that we're going to get through in this masterclass. And the first thing that we'll talk about is what is a goal exactly. We'll go into why goals are important and why we might want to set them for ourselves. We'll go into the crux of this session, which is how to best word a goal so that it is inspiring to you and it makes you actually want to work towards it, and why that's important. And then after that sort of big chunk of theory, then we'll head into some activities which will help you identify what your own personal goals might be, how you can connect to your goals and why this is important. And then we will finish off with setting actions. So turning your ideas into reality and how you can get all of that happening. So there is a lot to cover. I hope you get a lot out of this, and I will see you on the other side. Or will be time for questions at the end if you have them. If not, feel free to email me and I will answer them for you in time. So to begin with, what is a goal? I tend to use the word goal, but I don't believe that that's necessarily the best word. I just tend to go towards it because it's something that people recognize and that they lean towards. But there are so many different ways that or so many different words that you can use for this. So it can be your desire, your purpose, your plan, your dream, your intention, your objective, your target. There's just a whole lot that you can actually use instead of the word goal. So I will just keep using the G word as we go through this masterclass, just to keep things simple. But just always have in the back of your mind a word that might resonate a little bit more with you. But essentially, a goal is just the stuff you really want to do. I see it just as simply as that. It's not what your friends or family or partner want you to do. It should be something that resonates with you at your heart and your soul. So, keep that in mind as well. So, the big thing of why goals are important. So goals, they give us clarity about where we are right now in our lives and where we want to go, what we want to do, things to work towards. So setting them, helps us just make things a little clearer for ourselves. And putting them down gives us that direction and motivation as well. And, it helps get us out of the same old. I was listening to a podcast today with Oprah and Eckhart Tolle, and they were talking about how you might feel like you're in the mud and you're walking slowly and you're drudging through the mud and not really knowing why you are stuck or how to get out of it. So once you start to actually set some intentions, then that will help you, get out of the mud, get out of the rut. So getting focused on the things that you want to do will help you move on and go forward. When we decide what we want to work on and keep things really focused, it means that we conserve our energy a lot more. When our energy is scattered and we're working on 10 different things at once, we can feel a little drained and tired. And so when we are really clear about what we want to work on for a certain period in time, we can direct all of our energy into that, and we can see things moving and changing and know that we're actually spending our precious time, because time's such a commodity these days. We know that we're actually doing things that we really want to do. And what I think is probably the most important reason, goals help us change and grow. So they help us develop new skills and have new experiences. And I think that's really important as humans to, you know, keep growing and changing and extending yourself, and just really growing into the person that you're meant to be. So for me, that's my most favorite thing about having goals, is looking back now and seeing how much I have changed over the years through working towards different things. So if I hadn't, for instance, gone cycling through Vietnam a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have realized just how physically and mentally strong I can be. And I've been able to draw on especially that mental strength throughout the years, especially setting up a business, which anybody who's been self-employed knows is not the easiest thing. And so it's been really good to be able to grab that knowledge of my mental strength and focus and put it in other areas. So every goal will help you in some way with the next one, whether you realize it or not. So yeah, it's just some own personal growth, which you will be able to look back and reflect on yourselves one day. So the thing is, not everybody has goals. In fact, very, very few people have goals. And you would think that more would, based on all the great benefits that you get from them. But 80% of people don't even think about goals or setting them, or, you know, what they would be for themselves. 16% of people will have goals, but they don't write them down. They'll just keep them in their head. Only 3% of people write down their goals. And 1%, a tiny, tiny 1%, will write down their goals and regularly review them. And it said that, you know, a millionaire will review their goals once a day, and a billionaire will review their goals twice a day. It's the highest achievers who will write down their goals and be constantly looking at them and saying, where am I at with this, and what am I doing, and where am I going? So this is, you know, a chance to change the statistics. It's, you know, it's, I guess, a little personal mission of mine to take that 1% and, you know, teach people how to go towards their goals and see those statistics change. So